Hello everyone, my name is Takayoshi Kusago. I'm a professor at Kansai University, Osaka, Japan. This is the introductory session of the Earth Youth Summit program starting today. Let's make this a space for learning together with our fellow participants. Today, I'd like to discuss why we need to collaborate for the better future of the Earth by addressing 8 questions. The first question is, what are the problems facing modern society? Let's consider what kind of problems there are. The content on this slide represents the various issues that surround us. While it doesn't cover everything, it touches upon important matters such as poverty, environmental issues, COVID-19, multiculturalism, gender issues, disaster response, ethnic concerns, all of which are significant issues. There is something important to understand about addressing these problems. None of them have simple solutions. They are complex and intricate issues. Let's take poverty, for example. We might initially think of poverty as an issue related to economic issues, low-income issues. But when we think deeper into why incomes are low, then we begin to understand that there are overlapping reasons, not solely from economic reasons. In the case of farmers, if incomes are low for some farmers in agriculture because of climate change, so climate change has actually affected weather patterns, then that pattern make it impossible for farmers to harvest as much as before. So this is the issue behind the low income for some farmers became a problem. Then how should we address the poverty issue? So we need to consider both environmental and economic aspects together. So this illustrates the complexity of these problems. So let's put these issues in everyday terms. I've divided them into economic, educational, health, environmental categories. So these include issues like high prices, job search, school bullying, and lifestyle-related diseases, and marine pollution as such. So we need to confront and engage in efforts to address these problems. So complex issues are always related to our daily lives. The core issue at the heart of this youth program you are now participating is environmental problems or concerns. So let's consider the following question. How should we perceive environmental issues? In this slide, I'm introducing both environmental and social issues, with issues such as suicide. So unfortunately, the suicide is arising in some parts of the world, particularly after COVID-19. So industrial pollution, like river pollution, air pollution, and automotive emissions. And also noise pollution, noise issues become so prevalent and problem. Why do you think these problems have arisen? These problems are well connected to the economic systems we have built to sustain our daily lives. So in simple terms, It is the economic growth model. It's a model that aims to create a society where many people can live without worrying about food by achieving economic prosperity for us, for human beings. So this model has been adopted by many countries since the Industrial Revolution. However, this model has its drawbacks. It often leads to the destruction of the environment that provides natural resources for economic production and creates difficulties for some people and regions due to pollution, as I said in the previous slides. In economics, these issues are called as negative externalities, and they have become quite serious concerns. So problems and reasons, we have to pay attention the connection between the economic model and the outcome or impact on the economic and environment and social aspects. To assess whether we should continue with the current economic growth model, here I will introduce an interesting piece of data from Japan. This graph was created by the Japanese government. The blue line represents the per capita income over time, while the red line represents the trend in people's life satisfaction. If both of these lines, blue line and red lines, are consistently trending upwards, it means that economic prosperity is actually increasing life satisfaction, which is a good thing, isn't it? However, in reality, please look at this graph. Despite income rising, so blue line is rising after the late 1980s, life satisfaction, red line, has been decreasing. This is actually a paradox. So if you're interested in why paradoxes like this happen, please take some time to think about it. When thinking about environmental issues, so sustainable development goals, SDGs, should come to mind. So let's consider the following question now. How should we think about the sustainable development goals, SDGs? What is internationally agreed upon 2030 agenda? How to address these complex problems is a challenging question. It is imaginable that it involves transforming the existing economic system. With this perspective in mind, the international community agreed to Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, as a way to join hands and work towards changing society. The logo on this slide is quite familiar for you, I think. Have you been trying to memorize all 17 goals separately? And before you do that, there is something more important to consider before you learn what 17 goals are about. It is the understanding the essence of what the SDGs represent. The 17 goals and 169 targets form the latter part of the 2030 agenda. This agenda is an international agreement at the United Nations. So the first part of the agenda explains why the SDGs are necessary and what kind of society should be achieved. So in this slide, it presents the vision of the future society that the 2030 agenda or SDGs aim to create. It consists of these societal visions to build a sustainable society where no one is left behind. So to make it happen, three visions are needed to realize. So first, in red part, a society where everyone can live a humane life. And next, a blue part, a symbiotic society where mutual recognition and respect for diversity. And the third one is in green part, circular economy that coexists with the environment. So in summary, it is about transforming into a circular economy and symbiotic society. So what do you consider important for sustainable development? So S stands for SDGs, means sustainability. But sustainability actually require economic, environmental, social sustainability. These three aspects. So without any of these three aspects sustainable, a sustainable society cannot be built. And this economic, environmental, social sustainability actually is sometimes called as the triple bottom line in sustainability. So it's about achieving economic development that doesn't generate social or environmental issues. So to do this, a new development idea is needed because the present economic growth model does actually create negative externalities. So economic prosperity sometimes create negative impact on environment, negative impact on social issues. So the key point is aiming for a society that prioritizes well-being, not ill-being. So well-being is so needed and the center around the society that SDGs are aiming for. Then my idea is a circular economy and symbiotic society is needed. But before going into that, let's take a look at what is well-being. You may have heard the term well-being before. Let me introduce the definition from the World Health Organization, WHO. Health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. The important thing here is that it goes beyond just physical and mental aspects and includes the social dimension of being in a better state. It's about how well you are getting along with others, how actively you are fulfilling your role in society, and how well you are able to live within your community. So, good state of mind, body, and social aspects is so important and is needed for being well-being state. So SDGs propose a transformation towards alternative society. But what are the framework of a new model, a circular and symbiotic society? SDGs aim to realize a society centered around well-being, as I said. Let me introduce my thoughts on what kind of society it should be. I called it as circular symbiotic society, which is a societal development model with two pillars. One is a pillar of a circular economy on the slide in green color. One is the pillar of a symbiotic society in red color in the center on the slide. Then the important thing is that these two pillars are not separated, should be interrelated and must ensure sustainability on economic sustainability, social sustainability, and environmental sustainability. It's about protecting the Earth's environment and creating a society where everyone respects and lives with each other. So that is the target of the well-being centered development, or SDGs. So to tackle complex issues and achieve a sustainable society, the key lies not only at the national or country level, but also in initiatives at a local level. So let's consider the following question. Are there important factors to realize a well-being society at the community level? Creating a well-being society isn't something we can only rely on governments to achieve. Rather, it's crucial for us to transform society at a local level where we live day to day. The key to this lies in the collaboration between local governments and local people, residents. In particular, it's essential for residents to actively think and act towards creating a sustainable community if they want to build such a community. I actually encourage all of you to explore if there is any initiatives in your own neighborhoods that contribute to making a better community or better sustainable community. You are likely to find opportunities that can make a difference in achieving a well-being or sustainable community by yourself. And finally, let's pose a question to all of you participating in this program. So what can each of you as middle and high school students do? Well, I'd like to offer two pieces of advice on what each of you can do. The first, consider concrete actions to take in your life while maintaining a strong awareness of a sustainable society. So please think of the essence of SDGs and triple bottom line of sustainability. When think about what kind of community or society becomes a sustainable society. Second, take initiatives that contribute to the society the SDGs aim for. Begin by taking action with your friends. Share what you have learned, for example, in this program with those around you, and collectively contemplate the implications of your learning. So above all, please take your time to think deeply through dialogues with others. And let's take some action. So everyone, work on this program with your friends. Have fun and give it your best effort. We are always cheering for you, and good luck. And thank you for listening.